Hey everyone, Britt and Chris Carmichael here, bringing you the Elevated Life series where we teach you simple mindset shifts to create radical transformation in your life. And today's topic is how to handle people that piss you off. We're going to share some simple techniques that you can do right in the moment where you feel angry and you don't know what to do with all that excess energy. These tips are going to help you to diffuse all of that anger. And I think we should start off by telling them that Buddha quote that you mentioned this morning.
Yeah.
That was really beautiful.
Yeah.
And say hello while you guys are tuning in. Chris is going to share this Buddha quote that inspired this conversation today. We're going to be talking about how to handle your anger. Hey Aaron. Hey guys. Where are you watching from? And is this your first time tuning in? And do you deal with this? Is this something that you struggle with? Do you often find yourself getting pissed off by people? Saw the title and said, I need this. Yeah, okay. So you want to share that quote?
Yes, so we're talking about this Buddha quote this morning, and Buddha said, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And if you felt anger before, you know what that does to you. I mean, I know we've all felt it. We've all been there and been in the throes of the thoughts, and suddenly you just have that. You're overwhelmed. It's not that anger is the problem. It's that we become that anger. So rather than feeling anger, we say, I am angry. And you really turn into I am anger. And you get into a place where you're just filled with rage. And you can tell how much it cuts off all of your options, all of your thoughts. You get into a place where you're just not thinking correctly anymore. There's no logic to it. We all know that whenever our emotional mind really starts running, that overpowers everything. We've all heard of people killing other people in the heat of passion, and that's because the emotional mind always wins out. So you have to come to a spot where you can tame that anger down so you get to a place where you can make better decisions.
One of the meditations we taught inside our membership club, The Elevated Life, this month actually, because we were talking about overcoming anxiety, we taught this meditation called the Rage Release Meditation, and this is a perfect technique that you can do when you have the time, when you've had that built up resentment, because a lot of the times anger, it just piles on and piles on and piles on. Sometimes you explode immediately and sometimes you allow it to build up, and the rage release was designed to allow you to let all of that pent up energy go. And the first thing that you could do is grab like a tennis racket or a pillow. And we like to just beat the shit out of the bed with the pillow or the tennis racket so that you get that anger out, because anger is an emotion and emotions are energy in motion. So this anger is a really powerful, fast moving energy. And when you don't know how to control it, it controls you. So being able to actively say, I'm going to allow this energy out of my system in a controlled environment rather than exploding and punching a wall or breaking something. I was notorious for breaking shit when I was angry because I didn't know how to control it. And this rage release gives you permission to let that rage out, but in a controlled and safe environment.
Yeah, and bringing up control brings up a great point about anger, period. The reason why we always get so angry is because we want to control everything. We want to control other people. We want to control the circumstances that we have. We want to control who cuts us off and who drives in front of us. We want to control everything. And the problem is that's totally impossible to do. You'll never be able to control everything. And so what you have to do is, starting off, if you feel those anger emotions come up, you just take a pause. So you don't automatically feed the anger machine. You don't immediately go into reactionary mode. You just cut it off. And you do that by pausing and just let yourself breathe for a couple of moments. Whatever you need to deal with, unless you're running from a bear, they'll still be there in a couple of moments. So you're okay. Unless you're in full danger mode, that's when you react. Other than that, you respond. And respond has to do with focusing on that breathing to start with. You have to be in that present moment. Don't let your thoughts escape. Don't go imagine different parts of the future. That won't help you. What will help you is that nice, long, slow, deep breaths. You only have to take a few of them, and then you'll be able to have your wits about you and be able to make great decisions.
The other powerful thing about the breath is that also helps you to control your anxiety. This is something we talked a lot about this month inside the club. Anxiety only happens when you're thinking about the future, right? And sometimes when people piss you off, you don't even have time to think about it. Like Chris talked about, you either react or respond. And it takes time to build up this control over it. Don't ask ask for patience, right? Do not ask for patience. You'll be given people and opportunities and experiences that will test your patience. And the same is true with your anger and learning to control those experiences. And you should thank those people that triggered those anger responses in you, so that you know that you have that true strength to hold your emotions, to have the only control you have. Like Chris said, you have no control over other people. The only control you have is over you and what you do in response or reaction, depending on if you're of control of your emotions or if your emotions are controlling you.
Yeah, so once you've taken that breath, once you've paused for a few moments, during those few moments, ask yourself this very simple question, because this will determine is this even important? Because a lot of us get really dramatic and really upset about things that don't matter that much. And so to get rid of that so that you can spend your energy and thoughts doing things that you want to do in your life and bringing positivity and good things to the world, what you have to ask yourself is, will this matter in 5 years? If it matters, then hey, we need to start looking at this. We need to figure out how can we change it or how can we adapt to it. But if it won't matter in 5 years, again, the people that cut you off on the road, so what?
Chris says, don't waste more than 5 minutes on it. This has been a mantra that anger was an emotion that I have had to overcome since a very young age. I did a forgiveness meditation with myself. Actually, Chris was helping to guide me through that. And my 19-year-old self appeared and I said, why were you so angry? And she said, because I had so much love to give and no one to give it to. And I realized that all we really want is to give love to ourselves and to each other. And when people piss you off, it's just a signal that they're not giving themselves the love that they need to feel fulfilled. And so they go out projecting that emptiness onto other people. And it's up to you to decide, is this meant for me? Is this true? Is this necessary? The things that people say to trigger you, or the events that happen, because anger doesn't just arise for no reason. Typically something triggers it, right?
Yeah, and the worst part really is the fact that it's not effective. If we were on here telling you how to deal with, crazy people, and if it were effective, we'd be telling you, hey, get angry, get mad, go nuts about it. But the problem is it doesn't work. It's not a good mechanism to use. It's not a good blueprint to use to say, hey, let's shoot for anger first. That will solve all of our problems, because it never does that way. So by taking that pause, asking yourself that simple question, will this matter in 5 years? And if not, give yourself a little time to be angry and let it go. That's that third part. Let it go. Let the person go, let the event go. Just say, you know what? I don't have time. The life is way too short to spend too much time worrying about things that really just don't matter. Focus on the big things. Focus on the things that are important to you. Focus on your spouse, your friendship with, your family. Focus on your kids. Focus on self-care. Don't spend your time being angry.
Yeah, my mom always says, let it go, Louie. So if it doesn't matter in 5 years, don't waste more than 5 minutes on it. Give yourself permission to feel. I'm not saying don't feel. Anger is an emotion to let you know something's going on, something's not right, there needs to be better boundaries or more fairness or whatever it may be. But don't lament and don't hang up on it and don't get stuck and replay in your mind and replay, and then you build it and you make this crazy scenario that wasn't even true to begin with. Just feel it, release it, and keep moving. And you release it through Chris's easy, simple technique of just breathing in, because that brings you into the present moment, and you can then allow that energy to kind of I use my intention along with my breath. It's not just like, okay, I'm breathing, I'm mad and pissed and I'm breathing. I breathe with intention that every exhale, I'm releasing that emotion, and I imagine it as a color. So if you have anger in yourself right now, can you imagine it? Just get creative and imagine if that anger inside of you were a certain color. And as you breathe, just breathe in deep, and then when you exhale, imagine that color leaving your body and draining. This is going to help you to release that anger in a very simple and easy way. And once you release that energy, you can come back to that place of calm, kindness, and compassion, and have that deeper understanding that they're just suffering, that they're just hurting. as well, and we all just want to be loved. So if you can be the stronger person to bring love into the moment and to respond with kindness, you've actually taught them a beautiful lesson in that maybe they can start to do that for themselves as well.
Yeah, because think about it really. I mean, the deeper part here is that we've all been in that upset position.
Cut out the bullshit.
We've all reacted. We all said and done a bunch of things that we really didn't mean. And so put yourself in the other person's shoes, because you know you've been there. Do you want someone while you're angry to kick you harder? I mean, do you want someone to pour the gasoline and fuel the flames anymore? Or do you want them to send you love and say, hey, look, I understand how you feel. It's going to be okay. So when that person comes and is in that angry position, remember what it felt like when you were angry. And remember what it would be like if someone just paused and gave you the attention and space that you needed and just say, you know what, that's how you feel. I respect that.
Yeah, Alyssa says, thank you so much for sharing this here as often as you guys do. We love sharing. We've been doing this free series for almost 3 years now, right?
Yeah.
Just about a little over 2 years. And we started our membership club where we dive in deeper and do hour and a half live trainings every month for over a year now. We just got our trademark, which is so exciting. We are celebrating that this month. So we are officially the owners of the Elevated Life. It really is such a special opportunity to be able to come on here and talk to you and share what we've learned and the experiences that we go through. I mean, we are just like you. We get triggered and we have things that, you know, we are learning and dealing with, and we love to share that with you.
Yeah, and thank you so much for sending us all the messages that you send us. Like, the amount of love that we get from you guys is, and gals, totally phenomenal. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. It's one of those things that always uplifts us and just puts us in such a great space. It just feels so wonderful sending out good vibes and love to the world, and seeing people really make subtle shifts. You know, it's not... Everyone thinks that they have to try so hard to get all these things that they want in life. And the truth about it is, it's just subtle shifts over time. And it's just allowing those subtle shifts to take space and root in your mind, and to go out and watch how life, you know, feeds you back that. So just make those subtle shifts over time. Just allow the space for yourself. Don't rush it. Everything is happening just as it should. Just relax. It's Friday. Celebrate. Enjoy your weekend. Have a fantastic time. Get outside if you can. It is freaking gorgeous here. I'm trying to get outside as much as I can. Enjoy yourself. We love you guys. Thanks for so many of those messages.
You know, you guys are incredible. I'm loving all these messages popping up. Chris is like, I can never read those messages. So I'm like, our eyeballs for this. So I have your shirt, Britt, and a few others I've seen in your pics. Well, you've obviously got good taste. I chose the Do All Things with Kindness shirt because this is a very important topic. I was asking my spirit guides recently when I was meditating. I was feeling it, man. I was like, and I said, what do I do? How do you maintain this love and light and this, you know, constant stream of joy in the face of adversity, in the face of sadness and so much hatred and anger? And the more we uncover about what's really going on around here, it is really sad and depressing. I'm just being honest here. And I asked, like, how do you maintain that love and light? How do I continue to be a shining example? The more truth I uncover and the worse it gets. And I only heard one phrase: anger breeds anger. So the same must be true with kindness. So kindness breeds kindness. So can you be an elevator? Can you be someone that goes out into the world of crazy, let's be real, and continue to choose love and peace and joy and compassion and kindness? It takes work. It's not an easy job, but with practice, it becomes easier and it feels better and it makes the other person feel better. And you may inspire them to make those changes in their life that they've been so desperate to make.
Oof.
I know, right? Elizabeth says, love this. Julia says, I'm so thankful to have you both in my life. Oh my gosh. I feel so blessed to visit you guys every Friday here on the Elevated Life series and share all of these positive vibes. It's so nice to know that even in a world of crazy, we can come together and our tribes, your vibe attracts your tribe. We're here for a reason. If you're watching this video, then we're meant to cross each other's path, and we are so blessed and so thankful. And we appreciate all of the elevators inside the membership club. You guys are incredible, and it's amazing to see your transformation. We love supporting your spiritual growth and your journey. I mean, my heart feels so full right now. Isn't it funny? We're talking about what to do when people piss you off. Normally you would get like all riled up and angry, but I just feel so full of love and peace. And I hope that you guys can feel that and you take that with you throughout your day. It seems like I'm not taken seriously until I'm visibly angry and upset. You know, if you look at the meaning of the strength card in Tarot, it talks about this invisible strength where you don't have to be so assertive and masculine and aggressive to get your point across. I think when you believe in yourself so deeply and strongly, you can't help but influence other people on a deeper level that they may not realize.
Oof.
Booyah.
Have a good one, y'all.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you love this video, please share it, tag somebody, let people know, spread the good vibes. This is what we need more of in the world. Spread your light and elevate the world because you guys have so much to give, and I am so thankful for each and every one of you. We will see you guys next Friday for the Elevated Life series here at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Peace.